Welcome into a new episode of the Charleston County Connects podcast. I'm your host, Sean Smetana, and I'm joined by Niki Grimball from the county's Zoning and Planning Department. Welcome, Niki.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. And you were lucky enough to be assigned the opportunity to roll out a new public engagement platform for Charleston County government, more specifically zoning and planning. Walk us through what this engagement platform is.
Sure. The site is called engage.charlestoncounty.org, and it is a site that the Zoning and Planning Department is utilizing to collect different avenues of public input from our residents. So the Zoning and Planning Department is required by law, by state law, to solicit input from our residents and citizens whenever we have a zoning request change or a Board of Zoning Appeals case, or even something that's going to be heard by our Historic Preservation Commission. And so the old way was that folks could email our department and we would provide those emails to the different boards or commissions. Sometimes people would write letters or just send surveys or polls that they conducted on their own. But by having this site, this allows folks many other options to provide their input. Folks no longer have to take the time to sit down and, have a well thought out email or letter. If they just have a simple 1 or 2 sentence comment, they can do it quickly and easily. And maybe that will be a way that folks can provide input on cases that are important to them, but maybe not to the extreme measure of writing out an entire email. They have more ways to participate that are less involved. And so right now we are posting every single case that goes to the Planning Commission, Historic Preservation Commission, and our Board of Zoning Appeals. All of those cases are divided up into different portals on engage.charlestoncounty.org, where folks can go see what each Board or Commission's upcoming agenda is and comment on any of the cases that are brought before those boards and commissions.
So it sounds like it's an incredibly comprehensive platform. But when you boil it down, a citizen goes to the site, they can select their case. And while a written correspondence can be used,
Oh, yes.
There's also a specific email address for each case, and they can leave a voicemail.
Yes, and there's also a way that you can text to participate in the survey. So you text the specific project code to a designated number, and then it will ask you a couple of questions, and you can participate with your comments via text. And so it's just a really easy, simple way to get your information back to each particular case that's being heard.
There's also a lot of background on the site. So when you go to each case, each of these zoning cases are very unique. They have their own set of information. So what information is available to the citizens when they log on?
Sure. So we always include a project description. It may be a short, couple of sentences, or it could be something that's a little bit more comprehensive. If it's a bigger project or a bigger case type. There's always going to be a map to show you where the case is located within the county. There's going to be a column with upcoming meetings, so you know when and where the case is going to be heard. And we also have a document section on each case. So we constantly update that. Anytime new information is brought up, we will update that packet and then repost it. So folks can really feel good that the information that's on that site is as up to date as it possibly can be. And it's our way to also communicate with the public so that they know of any upcoming changes in the meeting schedule or if the time's changing and that sort of thing.
That's a good point you bring up. It really is a two-way communication platform. So once Joe Smith logs on, signs up to be on the platform and starts commenting on a particular case, if there are updates, is there an automated response to him, and what does that look like?
Yes. So each case does have the opportunity to request to receive text updates. So if something is a quick update, schedule change, they can get that via text message. But they're also automatically added to our notification list for that case. So if something does change and they were a new addition to that list because they just signed up to participate in that case, then they will then get our email notifications for the life of that case. So anything else that goes out pertaining to it,
Mm.
they'll be notified throughout the process.
And it's not just for a specific case. So if you live in a certain section of town, there's an opportunity there to sign up for any other future cases that may pop up in your neighborhood.
Yes, so we have a lot of different subscription options. You can subscribe to get notifications for any case that's happening on Johns Island, for instance. Or if you're just really interested in historic preservation related information, you can subscribe and get any notification that would be going to the Historic Preservation Commission. Or sometimes if we have an overlay zoning district that's going to be considered, that incorporates some sort of historic preservation aspect to it, then you would also get those notifications. So there are some that are just area specific, but then there's also other more like special topic areas that you can subscribe to.
This is very much a unique approach, but as you mentioned, it is required by state law. For people who want the opportunity to come speak in public, though, signing up for the website and commenting, you'll still know when those meetings are taking place. So we're not removing that face-to-face communication
Oh,
that some
definitely
folks
not.
would approve.
Right. Yeah, I mean, not everybody is comfortable speaking publicly. And so I think this is a really great avenue that people can really, they can write a whole letter if they want, a very long comment that maybe they would normally say in front of a meeting, but, they might be intimidated or their schedule might not allow for them to come to a 6:30, meeting time. We hope that the citizens feel comfortable that their input is just as important as any other way that it's received
Mhm.
by us. And so, it just provides more access, I think, to different types of folks that have different schedules and different lives.
So it's one platform, multitude of ways to
Mhm.
communicate. And more importantly, on the wider scope of this, what are the comments? What do you guys use the comments for?
So we always provide every single comment that comes to our department to the Border Commission, but then it also, if it's a case that will then be considered by County Council, all of those comments are given to the council, to the clerk, and then she provides them to the council members. But if it's something that's a more broad topic, like just looking for input on some zoning regulations that, we're thinking about putting together and presenting. It can be as open-ended as you need it to be, where folks can say, hey, this is a terrible idea. Hey, this is a great idea. And really collect all of the comments and then let that help us drive how we write certain changes and that sort of thing.
We never have terrible ideas, though.
No.
They're all good ideas, and they just need to be fleshed out.
Yep. You always got to throw them all out there and then see what works.
The other cool thing about this platform, there is an opportunity for it to expand in the future. I know some other neighboring agencies who have used this. They can use it for general county surveys. So it's another way to really elicit feedback from our citizens in a more direct fashion.
And have one, kind of one-stop shopping. You can go to this one platform and see everything that's happening, within Charleston County. Once it's expanded to other departments, folks can maybe get more involved because just by looking through the site, they could say, oh, hey, I didn't know that this project was coming up, and they were looking for input. So we hope that it's a great source of information where people can kind of see what's out there for commenting and then, take the opportunity to say what they want to say about it.
Well, it's great work on this. There anything we left out? Anything else for the citizens need to know?
I don't think so. Just remember the site is engage.charlestoncounty.org, and we have it updated constantly. So check it out.
Excellent, Nikki. Future County Employee of the Month for your work here. Nice work. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.